update on this Polar air conditioner. Polar Air, who produced this air conditioner, as of now, has gone bust, and you can't buy parts for them anymore. It's a good thing I have two of them. I managed to make one good one out of the two. This one here, it actually probably would have been in working condition if kids hadn't got to it. Kids had thrown rocks and that at it and smashed in the front screen on it and the fan. And then this one here, I believed it was actually in perfect working order, but due to a rewire at the building it was in, the building had been rewired and this hadn't been connected back up. So I was believing this was actually a perfectly functioning system. But apparently, it wasn't working before it was rewired. It didn't even have power running to it because I tried to run it today while it was on the building, and nothing happened. So when I got it home today, I connected power up to it. I started the compressor, that ran fine. Connect power to the fan, however, and nada. Not a buzz, not a twitch, not a nothing. The fan motor was busted, and there was also a crack in the fan, but I managed to fix the fan. I just heated it up with a trusty old heat gun up there, and heated up the screwdriver at the same time, and just basically melted the plastic, where the crack is, I just melted the plastic back over. The pitch of the blade isn't, on that particular blade, it isn't as steep anymore. I mean, it doesn't really cause much difference. It doesn't make much difference, in fact. There's no particular, there's no heavy vibrations on it, it's alright. What else? I've forgotten. So yeah, the fan motor which is in there, I took the motor out of that, put the fan from this one in it, and it runs fine now. The compressor's fine, and due to a drop of about 8 foot, because it was on the wall pretty high up, and it weighs 60 kilograms, and I don't know anyone who can fucking get this down. I don't know. Well, I'm 16, and the other guy who's there is actually just turned 16. And I doubt the two of us could have got this down off the wall in one piece. We probably would have dropped it or fallen off the ladders and killed ourselves. And that wasn't a risk I was willing to take, so I just grabbed a extension lead, ran the cord over the top here, kind of at an angle, and hooked it onto the wire which was sticking out of here. Stood back and gave it a damn good tug, and it fell, somersaulted, landed on its back side here, and when it did, if anyone knows air conditioning compressor, well, any compressor, even just a normal silent air compressor like this, you'll know when you'll know that they're heavy. And when it landed like that, the 4 bolts at the bottom and the 1 bracket at the top didn't take very well to that. I mean, the bolts didn't snap, but the brackets which are on the bottom of the compressor on the base, they bent, and the top bracket bent. So the compressor slammed its way backwards and crushed all of the plumbing behind it. I mean, you can't just it squished the pipes kind of this way. They're not completely squished flat. It's fine, so it'll still work. So I had the back cover off. I pulled the compressor back forwards again, straightened out the mounts. Pulled all the plumbing back, because when I first started this thing was loud. Everything was vibrating against each other, and everything was vibrating against the back case. So I straightened everything out so it doesn't vibrate no more. In fact, I'm probably going to have to open it up again because, and I'll show you. You see where all of those tubes there kind of join up into that one piece which comes out the end. Well, there's some in this one here. They're all pretty darn close together, and I don't want them vibrating together until it vibrating together, and then it develops a hole and it leaks out. So I might actually have to open this up again tomorrow and just poke around in there and just with a screwdriver and just spread those pipes away from each other just so they don't vibrate against each other. I wiggled them today just to make, and I couldn't hear any noises, but yeah, it's cold out and I don't know what the time is. It's easily about 11 o'clock right now, so I'm going to go inside. I could have gave everything on it a damn good clean. Everything has been cleaned. Actually no, except for this one back casing here. I didn't bother cleaning that because I couldn't be bothered to take it off. I gave it a wipe over and got rid of all the green algae, but the top panel, the front two pieces, I took off. The fan was cleaned because it hadn't been used in such a long time. And your rainwater that just went in just managed to get itself into the fan, and wind blowing the fan around. I can't understand what's wrong with this bloody motor. I mean, it's taken apart and busted up now for sure, but this is going to scrap, so is this going for scrap. The actual rotor inside, the bearings on it are still perfect, so that's actually my plan. I'm going to keep this one piece, just because if the bearings in this motor ever go bad, I mean this one, here's one. You know what the stupid thing is? The factory, which made this thing's never been opened up before. I can tell because it's such a pain in the arse to open as a right cunt. They actually packed the back of the motor housing with grease. You can see it's still fucking clean. That was due to the fact that they're sealed bearings. You would have thought a company producing electric motors would know if they used sealed bearings, they wouldn't have to pack the back of it with grease. What dickheads. The front one's actually seized. The front one, well, it does turn, but only if you grab it with a pair of vice grips or something. I think that's probably water damage, this one. When it was actually in the housing, you had something, and this here is being gripped by the casing. You could turn this. Just I think at the moment, just like the way it is, it's just hard to turn in the position it's at. If not, I'll heat it up with a trusty heat gun, see if I can get it to turn freely. If it scrapes or scratches or anything, then I'll dump it. It's just a spare part for this, because this thing I'm gonna try and make this thing last forever. It's got hardly any use on it at all. It's only 14 years old. I can only imagine it being used for about 4 or 5 years. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go in. My feet are freezing and I'm freezing my knob off. It's so cold out here. So, yeah. Polar air conditioner. Monumental fuck up. Yep. Bye.